right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
A tragic crash claims the lives of a mother and her 2 daughters. The new details of that accident as friends and family gather to remember them. 3 St. Charles County libraries face the chopping block.
It's not a good direction to go. If anything, we need more libraries, in my opinion.
Community members sound off, determined to keep the doors open. But first,
this line of storms continues to develop and move our way overnight. How it impacts us and why it's just one of 2 rounds of severe weather we're expecting on Sunday.
We begin with a live look of downtown St. Louis. I hope you got to enjoy today's beautiful weather because severe storms are headed our way right now. Good evening, I'm Laura Barcheski. Brent Solomon has the night off. We are in storm alert as another round of severe weather begins to develop tonight. Luckily, that rain stayed away for those City SC and Cardinals games. Meteorologist Gary Frank, take it from here.
Yeah, we're dealing with storms that are moving in from the west, as I just mentioned, and that's what we'll track for you here as we are in storm alert heading into the overnight. It's one of 2 separate lines of storms that will continue to impact us. So if you're just kind of tuning in, you're out of town, things of that nature, you're wondering what's going on, we're going to be dealing with some early storms. You'll see these 2 complexes here. This one's starting to take more of a southeasterly turn. This one's still continuing to go to the west. In fact, 1 active tornado warning. Eventually, these are going to kind of morph into one big blob, and it's kind of that same satellite imagery I showed you earlier. We still are under separate risks, from moderate risks where there's significant wind expected as that starts to form into a line, and then we start to see those risks wane a little bit as it gets closer to us. What that means for us is really has to do with the timing. I think this is all the way through 7 a.m. That's where the Saturday risk goes for. Sunday has a different color, which we'll get to shortly. A lot of it has to do with the humidity that's gradually coming in. This has come up about 5 or 6 degrees here since we've come in. The dew point's getting a little more humid. You'll see that. That's what's a key ingredient for us the next few hours. As those storms move in from the west, it's still dry through midnight, but round 1 arrives after 4 o'clock on Sunday, and that's what you'll see as our humidity is coming up a little bit. The wind has switched. It's now out of the south-southeast at around 10 miles an hour. That humidity coming up a little bit, but it's still 76 at this hour. So overnight, like I said, dry through midnight, chances increase from west to east, but really pick up by 4 o'clock. And that's the time I want to talk about round 1. There are 2 rounds with 2 separate threats. We'll time it all out for you and what you can expect for your Sunday just ahead.
Thank you, Gary. With storms on the way, you can stay up to date with the latest information on air, online, and the 5 on Your Side app. You can also text the word weather to 314-425-5355, and we will send you a link. Tonight, we're learning more about the victims of a deadly crash in South St. Louis County. A mother and her 2 daughters were killed Friday morning after crashing into a truck. Our Annie Krall joins us in studio with more from a memorial honoring them.
Laura, 45-year-old Michelle Yeager and her 2 daughters, Natalie and Kenzie Brooks, died in that crash on Interstate 270. It happened on the first day of summer break for the girls. And just days after, Natalie celebrated her 10th birthday.
Love you, girls. Saturday afternoon, family and friends gathered at Lee May Park for a balloon release to remember 2 young girls and their mother. Michelle Yeager and her daughters, Natalie and Kenzie Brooks, died Friday morning in South St. Louis County on Interstate 270. According to Corporal Dallas Thompson with the Missouri State Highway Patrol, a truck driver pulled over near the I-55 ramp because he thought his load was coming loose. As soon as he pulled over, a 1998 FMC Yukon driven by Yeager struck the truck from behind. The truck driver got out and helped pull out one of the girls after the SUV caught fire, said Thompson. He was unable to get Yeager and the other girl out. Michelle and 7-year-old Kenzie died at the scene. 10-year-old Natalie was rushed to the hospital, but she died from her injuries shortly after. The Hancock Place School District confirmed in a letter to families that the girls were students at Hancock Place Elementary School. The school superintendent, Dr. Kevin Carl, told us in a statement that it's been a shock to everyone in our school community. Our hearts and prayers extend to the family during this difficult time.
And in a letter to the families, Hancock Place School District said crisis counselors would still be available at the elementary school beginning next Tuesday for people who need help processing this horrible tragedy. Michelle worked at the pediatric dentistry of Sunset Hills, Wentzville, and Arnold, where coworkers say she was beloved. Laura?
Annie, thank you. Right now, we are working to learn more about a shooting that injured 2 teens. Police responded to Glasgow Avenue near Gamble Street in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood around 1:40 this afternoon. They found a 15-year-old victim who was shot in the shoulder and the stomach. A 17-year-old victim was also shot in the knee. Police say both victims were conscious and breathing when they were taken to the hospital. Right now, no suspect information has been released. We will keep you updated as we learn more. Just hours ago on West Page Boulevard, the St. Louis Fire Department battled a raging 2-story house fire. The fire sparked around 5:30 this evening. Fire crews say the flames went through the roof, the building had to be evacuated, and it quickly spread to the building next door. It only got to the roof before crews were able to put it out. Right now, we don't know if anyone was hurt, but medical assistance wasn't needed at the scene. We'll bring you the latest info as soon as we learn more. 13 students in the Ethical Society of Police's pre-academy recruitment program graduated this morning. It's the first program of its kind held in several years. The 10-week program was launched back in 2015 to help students from all backgrounds make it to the police academy. Courses are taught by current and former St. Louis police officers covering topics like report writing, constitutional law, professional ethics and etiquette, community service, and more. This year, training was also extended to other branches of public safety, including city marshal, park ranger, dispatcher, and administrative roles. The fate of 3 St. Charles County libraries is up in the air. Now city leaders and residents are fighting back on calls to close them. Last week, a board of trustees for the library system says the reason for considering the closure is revenue loss. City leaders in O'Fallon and Wentzville passed unanimous resolutions against those closures. The mayor of Wentzville says closing these libraries would be a big mistake.
There's a lot of history, and our future needs this. Our kids need this. They need the education. They need the option to go into libraries and do some research and read some books.
It makes a huge difference when I'm teaching my kids to read as well, to be able to have a physical book to read and be able to borrow books from the library. I could never have that many books on my shelves at home.
The board will make their final decision on closing these branches next month. Depending on the decision, the libraries could be shuttered as early as June 30th. Some St. Louis fire crews spent time today not putting out flames, but filling up boots. This weekend marks the 29th annual safety weekend for kids at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis. The St. Louis Fire Department set up Fill the Boot toll roads around the city asking for donations. The fundraiser continues through Monday.
Coming up, fresh tennis courts in the City of Champions.
I mean, we just love it.
How tennis is seeing a spike in East St. Louis. Rolling out the City Connect jerseys, the Cardinals debut their fresh new uniforms at Busch Stadium tonight. Fans weigh in on the new designs.
Our severe weather outlook into the overnight hours sees the colors start to wane, going from 4 to 2. What that means for our severe weather outlook overnight and why we still may see significant severe weather on Sunday afternoon.
I'm in the next block. Mic check one. And I did not have any batteries, but I got some. Anything. I did not. I have not lied about that once.
The City of Champions is hoping to make some new ones on the tennis court. Today, new tennis courts opened at Lincoln Park in East St. Louis. The local tennis association received a grant to serve up $33,000 to resurface and revamp the courts. It's all part of a push to get young people into the sport. Several families took a swing together at the new courts this afternoon.
I feel like with clean facilities and good facilities to practice on, it makes you want to do better. It makes you want to practice. It makes you want to get out and get that grind going.
But when you have like these things like tennis courts and playgrounds, football fields and all of this, for them to actually go outside and play and have fun, it's the best.
The courts bear the name of East St. Louis native Al Pendleton, a world-renowned umpire. Tonight, the Cardinals finally renewed their rivalry with the Chicago Cubs while debuting their new City Connect jerseys. The new jerseys sport lots of little references to the St. Louis area, like river pinstripes, the arch, and nods to St. Louis rapper Nelly. And while the new uniforms are getting mixed reviews on social media, many people downtown today seem to like them. We caught up with some fans just before tonight's game.
Honestly, I love it.
I think it's our new favorite.
Yeah. A lot of people I know are bashing it, but I don't think so. I don't agree.
Who's bashing it?
I see it on social media. There's about a 50-50, and I'm like, just stop. It's good.
And it's like cooling too.
Yeah.
It just feels good when on a hot day like this. You don't
Corey Miller will have more on tonight's Cardinals game in sports.
Yeah, we're storm alert as we head to the overnight hours. This line of storms will continue to perhaps push together and form a line as it heads our way. We'll time out the specific threat and also talk about a second round in the afternoon.